All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a good day, and I hope Megan's day gets a lot better. Be aware she is dealing with an electricity outage, so she's going to do her best to stay here with us, and we'll just play it by moment to moment. Let's head into Let's Go Help 2. All right. Here we are in Let's Go Help 2, and our class today is, let me get all this stuff out of everybody's way. Our class today is hosted out of the Join Us Live collection, out of the teaching sessions, where most of Megan's classes are hosted. The action plan for your nonprofit, you see it when we first come in. We land on the events tab with all of the different events hosted out of this space. And we're going to go ahead and pull this event page up because it has all of our action steps that we're working in this particular class together. It is also now located in the Unlock Your Goals collection, Launch a Nonprofit space in the secondary unit. If you open that up, you'll see the checklist right here as well. All right. And so let's actually pull that up here, and then let's go here, and I'll leave any answers in the Community Answers tab of teaching sessions. Don't worry if that sounds complicated. We have a couple questions we'll ask you after we place the answers to make sure that you're able to grab those. All right, so talking about this checklist. Oh, it didn't take me to where I wanted to go. Let's come down here. Maybe it is the right place. Okay, it just looked a little weird. So here we are. I'm not sure why it's listed as step 2. I will have to talk to Julia May about that. That's what kind of threw me there. We've worked through step 1 and step 3, but we felt that step 2, I didn't really completely understand it when Megan and I had first talked about it, and it's kind of a big concept, so we thought that this would be a better lesson to have all to itself. And just as I had begun to wrap my mind around what SEO-friendly content is, and Megan, if you're able, could you just give a brief description or definition of SEO-friendly content?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so when it's SEO is the search engine optimization of Google or whatever, so like Safari, whatever server you're using, and it's that's how people rank, is having SEO content that is searchable, findable, and that's the most biggest piece of being a nonprofit or business, is having your business findable and searchable, and having content that shows up in at the top instead of page 2 or 3
of your Google or Microsoft search, right?
Yep.
And so just as I had begun to wrap my mind around it, and let me just flesh that out a little bit for you, SEO, say the acronym, what is it, Megan?
Search engine optimization.
Thank you. Search engine optimization. What does that mean? When you work within an internet web browser and you put a search, and it can be for anything. We did one last night that was kind of neat for seed sharing, any kind of search. The algorithm for each different web browser picks content to display in part based on this SEO or search engine optimization principle. Okay, finally got it, started to understand, and then I'm working in Miss Julia May's community, and she has an article, and you know what, let me just pull it up as an article. I have one of the videos here ready. But with all of the AI that is out there, let's see if I can find her article really quickly. Yes, okay. This is what Julia May has to say about it. And you can see I'm literally like, oh my gosh, I had just figured out what the heck this stuff was. Okay, SEO is dead, ? Why it matters for us and what to do next. Hey, dear friends, I've been talking about this trend for a while now, and today I want to bring it into sharper focus. Traditional SEO. search engine optimization. The one we've all been taught to rely on is changing dramatically. Some even say it's dead. And honestly, they're not wrong. That's why I'm sharing 2 short but powerful videos that each explain what's happening, why it's happening, and most importantly, what we as Mighty Networks hosts, of course for us, it's as nonprofits, right? It also is for writers, businesses, bloggers, all of the people that want to get their content out, even YouTubers, right? Content, SEO, content friendly. It's in the terminology. So anybody that creates any kind of content. And community builders, what we as content creators, let's just say as institutions, can actually do about it. And I don't know this Pat Flynn very well, but I think he's kind of a big deal. Megan, are you familiar with him?
I know the name. I don't know.
Okay. So let's go ahead and watch this gentleman's video.
Blog posts on SEO is dead. And if you're creating content like it's 2019 still, well, you're going to be left behind working for you on that social media platform.
I'm sorry.
SEO is dead. And if you're creating content like it's 2019 still, well, you're going to be left behind by everybody who understands what is working today. And for years, and I know this because I've been doing this since 2008, for years we were taught to make sure we include the right keywords in the title, description, in our blog posts. We were meant to chase backlinks and optimize everything for Google. And our blog posts, our videos just sounded like they were generated by robots, which is funny and ironic because today, guess what? Robots are generating a lot of the content. And when we were implementing these strategies, guess what? You'd have to wait for months to see if they were actually working or not and paying off. But everything changed recently. Everything changed with AI because ChatGPT and other tools can write better search engine related content than any human can. And Google's results are flooded with AI generated articles. Meanwhile, our customers, our followers, our potential subscribers are not even searching anymore. They are finding our stuff through recommendations on places like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. It's still an algorithm, but it's a different algorithm. It's no longer search engine optimization. It is social media. The truth is social media is now the new SEO. Let me say that one more time. Social media is now the new SEO. And so we have to have a different approach about it, or else, again, we're going to be left behind. It's not about posting more content either. It's about the packaging around your content for these new algorithms. The same valuable information that used to work in a blog post now needs to be packaged in a way with a hook that gets people to stop and click, or stop and keep watching, actually. And the entrepreneurs that are making real money today understand something that the rest don't. Your content packaging, the stuff around the content, matters more than the quality of the content itself. And even saying that out loud, it's kind of sad, but it's true. Here's the thing. A mediocre idea with great packaging will absolutely outperform a brilliant idea with poor packaging every single time. It is a 2-step process to win in this new game. It is the click and stick strategy. Click and stick. Now, click can be replaced by stop. So stop and stick on certain platforms like TikTok where things are just being fed to you. But on YouTube, on blog posts, on social media, the click and stick strategy. So just keep those things in mind. We're going to go through these really quick one by one. The click. This is the moment of interruption where when a person visits their YouTube homepage or they're scrolling through and doom scrolling on at bed at night, they stop because you've just presented something interesting. Whether it's in a very clear hook on a social media short form platform or the title and thumbnail packaged together, you've opened up a question that people now need to know the answer to. Therefore, they're going to give you a little bit of time before they leave. With that time that you now earn, we need a really good understanding of why they need to stick around to the end. What is it about what it is that you're creating that gets them to stick all the way through? That is the stick part of this, the retention. And the better that you get at both of those things, the click or stop and stick strategy, the more likely your content will be shown to the right people. Because again, they might not even know they need the information that you have, but with the right packaging around it, not only will they find you, but they can get involved in your brand and potentially even become a customer too. I mean, think about your own consumption behavior. Unless you need a very specific solution to a very specific problem, you're likely not searching when you're consuming. You're exploring. You're on an adventure on these social media platforms. And whatever these platforms and their algorithms give you, you're likely to watch. That's how well they know you. But it's all based on the packaging around these videos. So for example, my Pokemon YouTube channel, I don't even think about what people would search for because a majority of our audience is finding these and clicking on them and sticking around based on the stories that we're telling and again, the packaging around these videos, like completing a set within 48 hours. This video has 20 million views. Nobody is looking up searching for Pokemon cards for 48-hour challenge or anything like that. It's not even a thought. But when we present that idea, it makes them want to click. It's very similar to Brady Brandwood's channel, who had once purchased a grocery store lobster and based on the packaging around that, saw a video with millions of views and captured the attention of the entire world because they wanted to see how Leon the lobster would do after having been bought from a grocery store and then raised as a pet. When you look at that video and you actually watch some of it, it's not great quality, but that doesn't matter. What matters is you've created an interesting story that people want to know more about. And I guarantee nobody was looking in search as to whether or not you could raise a grocery store lobster as a pet. Nobody. This is all suggested in browse traffic, which is the recommendation engine of YouTube. Same thing works on these other social media platforms too. Even for more educational content, like even on my channel here, people are finding my podcasting tutorials and tutorials about email, not because they're searching for email, but because that package is being presented to them, opening up a curiosity, and then allowing them to click and dive deeper in. For short form, where there is no click, but rather you need to really capture a person's attention in the first second or two, I'm reminded of Brian DeChambeau, a golfer who was doing a challenge to hit a golf ball over his house and hit a hole in one, and whatever day it was how many balls he had. I mean, he just captured the world's attention, and even if you weren't into golf, you were into that story and subscribing because you wanted to know what happened next. Even sailing with Phoenix, like remember, nobody was looking for information about how a person quit his job and then sailed from Oregon to Hawaii, but this was a story that captured the world. And in every video, he said, hey, I quit my job, bought a sailboat, and now I'm sailing from Oregon to Hawaii. And again, it captured the attention of the entire world. A big part of this, and a way to succeed on social and to sell whatever product you might have to sell, is to get really good at telling a story. You're telling a story in the package around the title and thumbnail on YouTube. You're telling a story in the beginning of your email along with the subject line. You're telling a story on social media, and you need a good hook to give a person a reason to stick through. If you can master storytelling, you will master story selling. And if you're thinking of how do I sell on these platforms, especially social media, I want to invite you to a...
When he's talking about utilizing a story, another great thing that Julia May recommends, and hold on, let me stop my share and pin my screen really quickly so everybody can see it for sure. Yes, I am still sick, obviously. Excuse my runny red nose. This is called Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. And it walks you through how to use storytelling to promote your endeavor, whether it's a nonprofit, a business, whatever. And it really helps my brain to assimilate this idea of telling a story in your email or telling a story in your YouTube title. This author, Donald Miller's Building a Story Brand, has been really valuable overall. And you can get it a lot of times at thriftbooks.com. Thrifty, like to be thrifty with your money, thriftbooks.com. That's where I got mine, and I got it for about, I think, $7 or $8. All right, let's continue. We're almost done here.
14-day free mini course on how to make your first sale from social media. In fact, if you go in there now, you can walk through it day by day for 2 weeks, or you can take it at your own pace and learn how to get your first sale even faster. So all you have to do is go to smartpassiveincome.com/first sale, all letters, no numbers, FIRSTSALE, and grab it before everyone else figures it out. And again, if you want to master how to sell on social media, smartpassiveincome.com/first sale. We'll walk you through it. Look, it's about time somebody finally said it, right? SEO, in my opinion, is completely dead. Yes, people are still getting traffic from SEO, but just, again, look at the search results page for anything that you type into Google. You're going to see an AI response, you're going to see ads, and likely the first spots are often taken by, much bigger brands like Reddit or Amazon, right? Fight a different war. The war is the attention war on social media, and that means the packaging around what it is that you're sharing, not the keywords you include, not how many times you mention a keyword inside your blog post or mention it in your video. It is social media, not search engines. Social media is the new SEO. Let me know in the comments section below what your favorite social media platform is, and let's all learn from each other. Hook me up with one tip that you can help share with me and everybody else on what's working for you on that social media platform. Because like I said, social media is the new SEO, and you have your choice there from which one to go to and actually master. So let me know which one you're trying to master, and I look forward to reading your comment.
All right, so what did you guys think? Megan, especially hearing all of that with everything that we've talked about already, you and I, and what you've talked about in your classes?
Well, okay, so 2 things. If you're a nonprofit, you're not fighting that war on social media. You are to an extent, but you're fighting more so for press releases and in the actual paper press, and to get you're not fighting that same SEO for like sales. Yes, for like Fund Nation, I have taken to new strategies with Fundation's SEO stuff, but like with nonprofit work, your even your articles that you put out into the paper and like in LinkedIn and stuff like that, that would be your only social media thing that I would worry about other than your Google ranking. And I don't believe SEO is quite all the way dead, because when I optimize my ChatGPT, like anything it outputs, and I'll say, hey, make sure this is SEO friendly, and it fixes it. It does so much. I've done A/B testing. It still does so much better, and I still get more engagement from it off of a social media. So
Interesting.
yeah.
There are 3 members here in Julia's group that have really talked about how they've been hit by it.
But are they for-profit businesses or are they nonprofits?
They're communities.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know about that.
They haven't specifically stated for-profit or nonprofit for the most part, right? It's a different endeavor over here, so they don't talk about it. But it's been 2 women and at least 1 man have talked about the fact that they've been hit by this. I thought that was the better video, so.
I mean, it's very informative, and it's still a good approach. Of course, that storytelling is the #1 skill to get good at for all businesses of any sort. Making it personal to people, and like and making them be able to relate to you when you're telling it. And that's also how you get funders and how you get grants. It's how we get a lot of things. So being relatable and having people connect with you about your story is going to be your #1 best SEO anything.
Agreed. It's the oldest form of communication beyond the actual use of words, right? It's the oldest form of conveying information. Storytelling.
Yep.
All right. So you say that with a nonprofit, you don't have to worry about that. So you would still, because you're saying that you've done these tests and it does better. So for you, the answer is still to stick with this basic precept.
Yeah, I mean, I would implement the storytelling and stuff like that into the social media, but because I don't do a lot of social media for my nonprofit, as probably as much as I should, I need to do more. But I get good engagement with just cold emails and PR, like just press releases and article writing and blogs. Like I write more blog posts for my nonprofit than I've ever done for my for-profit business. And my for-profit business, that I believe this is true for for-profit businesses. I don't believe it's true for nonprofits, because it's a different beast. And you're talking to different people, you know?
Again, I was just barely beginning to wrap my mind around it. So I don't see the distinct difference that you see, but I'm not doubting you.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I could be wrong. Maybe I just had a fluke, a couple good articles, you know?
Or maybe the content was still good enough and you made sure it was SEO friendly. That would be my best guess, really, to be quite frank, right?
Yeah, that might be true, because I mean, but it's like I know like when I did my A/B testing with that water situation, I know that when I posted and made the story on Facebook, that got little play. But when I did the story and I put a press release out about it, that got my Facebook post for both sides both went up because of that stupid article. I was just like, oh. Okay.
So you released you did a press release, and what did that look like for you? How many did you release it to? A lot of different places? Did you just take it to the AP? Like, what did you do for a press release? And then Roger does have a question of us as well.
Okay, cool. So I have 2 outlets for press releases. One's Newswire, and then the other one is a paid service that's like $49 for 3 articles, and they place them on like USA Today and stuff like that. However, I also have free radio time out here, so I've gotten picked up by the Mojave News, High Desert News, and Tehachapi newspapers. So I got the local stuff going, and then the local stuff got the higher stuff going. So
did you reach out to the local, or did they just find you?
I invite all of them to. I do a whole media sweep every time I do any type of an event or any type of anything happens. If I get a grant, I blast it to everybody. Okay,
wonderful. And then Roger, please go ahead.
Well, in my world, I don't know how many people are involved in social media in the first place. My audience is a specific nerdy kind of audience, and they're searching for stuff. So whatever I say, whatever you do, make sure that you're SEO friendly anyway, because like in YouTube videos, I would have to make sure that I have the right keywords, which are phrases also, that when people are searching for stuff, my my site pops up because I have that in my keywords. And in some cases, you can have a set of keywords that are similar. And so you want to just abbreviate your keywords so it incorporates all of them. So when they're searching for a phrase and their phrases differ, there might be a part of that phrase that they all share, and that's what you want as your keyword, because then you'll capture all three of those ideas and it'll point to you.
They're not talking about the traffic that's searching out things specifically here, though. They're talking about, like, when
I realize that, but a lot of people go online to search for something specific. So regardless of what strategy you take, I think it's a mistake to avoid to ignore putting the proper keywords. That, in fact, it doesn't. You have a maximum of number of keywords you can put, and it doesn't do you any good to use those maximum. It actually hurts you if you fill up your keywords. You just want the ones that are going to that are applicable to your main audience, and leave it at that. But you have to have that for people that are searching. Otherwise, I think it's still going to have a hard time finding you.
So SEO so you're talking about the specific tags that you're adding to any content that would generate return on a search for that word.
For example, in a
well,
YouTube
I'm
channel.
I'm asking a question though. That's what you mean, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean,
So,
on YouTube, you have a channel set of keywords and you have an individual video set of keywords, and you use both of those, but you can't overuse them.
But there again, we're talking a completely different type of a topic with the SEO for these gentlemen. They're not talking about the keywords in any way. They're talking about using the SEO friendly in their headlines and in the body of their writing.
Yes,
things like
that's
that.
part of it.
Not
To make
like
your titles
or
to make your titles and names and things that pop up in the search. So
right, but you're still
and
you're talking
SEO
about
is all search
different
related.
things.
So people will be searching for those things.
Right. All right. So going forward, we have right about half an hour. What do you think we should work on at this point, Megan? Right, SEO is not my strong point by any means. Where would you?
I would like to I would like to just show them where to go and find keywords that are being used in their niche and stuff like that, because I still think it's important, especially for nonprofits. So, but like answer the public. There's another.
So let's just make a distinction. You can use SEO friendly words for your keywords, but SEO is different than keywords, right? Because a lot of people don't understand all these technical terms. So that's why I'm trying to clarify and make a distinction. You could absolutely use SEO friendly words for something like keywords, but they are two distinct concepts. They are their own individual definitions.
Correct.
Okay. And so do you want to share your screen? Do you want to direct?
I don't have a screen. I can't.
Right, that's what I was worried about. So tell me what you want me to do and I will follow your direction.
Okay, go to there's two of them, SEM Rush and then Answer the Public.
Which would you prefer to go to first? Answer the Public's on top.
Answer the Public is going to be, I think, a free option. So let's do that. I believe it's a free.
Yeah, that's what it says here from what we've handed over to Julia, at least, right? Okay. So can you see my screen, or do you not have the ability to do that either?
I can, but I turned off my thing so I wouldn't lose my battery.
Absolutely. So just tell me what you want me to do.
I don't know it that well. Shoot. Yeah, you know what? Let me. Oh, I don't know.
Okay. So, let's just start by creating a free account so everybody can see what that looks like, and then I'm just going to continue with Google, right?
Yeah.
And it lets you know that you can sign up today and get 3 free searches per day. If it will go. And please don't send me an email. I won't know to look for you, and I will miss you, and you will be wasting your time. All right. Here we are. We're logged in, and they have a search bar, and the prompt says enter a topic, brand, or product. we're on the dashboard, and you can look for SEO for Google, for Bing, for YouTube, TikTok, Amazon, and newly for Instagram.
I'm still seeing the video you were playing.
Oh, it says my screen share has paused for some reason. I don't even know how one does that. How do I unpause it? Okay, I'm just gonna have to stop share and restart share because I have no idea what that even means. Thank you for letting me know. That was really strange. Interesting. Okay, so this is where we're at then, with what you guys couldn't see. You have your search bar, Megan, enter a topic, brand, or product, and you can search under Google, Bing, YouTube, TikTok, Amazon, or Instagram as the newest option. And we may have lost her. She had really limited battery, guys, and it does look like she is out of here.
Yeah,
All
she
right, so
disappeared.
Roger, yeah, she only had 27% a little bit before class started because she was going to use a regular electric provided internet through her computer, so she wasn't prepared to use her phone. It sounds like you know more about this than I do. Would you like to walk them through how to use this?
No.
Okay.
In fact, I have to go to another Zoom meeting that starts shortly.
Understood.
And
So this is not
otherwise,
my
I would take a stab at it.
right? We can certainly just for demonstrations purposes, let's go ahead. My brand is Collectively Rewilding, and we'll hit search, and that's for Google. And then it says these wheels, list, tables. I don't know what that means. No results found for Collectively Rewilding yet. I definitely wasn't expecting it to be trending. So if they're looking for trending, right, because it's this SEO. So that's interesting. I'm not sure why you would search for a brand in that same context. Maybe you've just been doing a lot of work lately and you think maybe you might be starting to trend, so you want to see and check.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I'm just getting on, so I have missed out a lot. So what is Answer the Public, and this is a free Google
Oh
site or
goodness, our
something?
expert has left the building,
Oh,
but this
okay.
is for Megan's, her electricity went out, and
Okay.
then she wasn't prepared to do it on her phone. She had low charge, so unfortunately she ran out. We are currently on this step 2 in our checklist for preparing to register your nonprofit.
Okay.
Make your content SEO friendly, search
Okay.
engine optimization. And Answer the Public is a free service to search out trending words. So, I mean, I don't know if I would do like sustainable. That would be a word that has to do with my business. I just still don't see the value of this per se. I don't understand it well enough. So that's what this is, to search out positive words or terms to add to your content of whatever sort to be more likely to be picked up and presented by the search engine that
Okay.
you're using. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. And now I'm supposed to know what to do with this thing. This huge wheel. Cost per click, it's $10. 110,000, I'm guessing, people that are searching. Interesting. How. So are these companies sustainable? I would be guessing is something like that when they're using this, or can I get sustainable products perhaps? Oh, okay, it is in the questions. Yes. So, and then can something sustainable happen? How does something sustainable happen? What is this whole idea of sustainable? What is a sustainable practice? When is sustainability coming into the picture, right? Where does this take place? Which types of sustainability? Who is participating in sustainability, and why are we worried about sustainability? Interesting. And that's a wheel. And then we can look at it as a list. And so the terms, because this is more than one word, obviously, but it was calling it a keyword, but it would be like key terms here. Are sustainable products more expensive? This is searched a lot. Then you can also change this here. From questions to prepositions, comparisons, alphabeticals, numbers, and related. Wow. Okay. Interesting. You have modifiers, but you can't click that one. Ah. Okay. That's just stuff if you're a member. Interesting. And there's additional information. See, they're only going to give you some of it because you're not paying for it. What sustainable means, I think, if I'm reading this chart right, that's a highly, yes, a highly searched. Oh, wow, how sustainable is nuclear energy? Don't ask my opinion on that one. What sustainable means. Which sustainable practice is paired correctly? Interesting. Who sustainable development goals? 320. So that's how I'm seeing this. And then you have tables, okay, of the different words that are the different kinds of words, but they're like the action element of the question. And you have this here, but you don't have a lot of the information. It's all hidden. And you just are looking at it in a different way. Here's the 170. Here's the 320, the 90, the 70, right? So I understand it to some degree for sustainability. So you'd say for sustainability to gain something like that. And then when you had the, go to the 320, who has sustainable development goals? Who sustainable development? Healthcare development goals, and you don't know whether these were good ones or not, right? So very interesting and probably relatively difficult to do if you don't want to pay for it, because you can see how much more information is blurred than provided, right? Really interesting, and I like the way that they put this together. I understand a little bit more with the way they're utilizing one type of question element for each different grouping. So I think that's useful. But again, this one just is a little bit above my pay grade. So let's see if we have the name of the book, Yolanda. Let me just put it into our answers here. And it is, let me see if I can find it at Thrift Books, actually. And then you can see all the cover pictures and things of that nature. So it's called Story Brand. Oh, excuse me, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. And they have a $7.09 original actual book from Donald Miller. It looks like they have somebody that's written about the idea of a story brand that isn't the original author of the idea. So they do have, I think, 14 of this particular book. So we'll throw this in there for you guys. And Thrift Books, I just absolutely love it. It really gives me so many more books than I would ever be able to buy for a brand new price. Let's see, what am I doing here? Oh my gosh, and I just call it a story brand in my head. I guess if I do probably underlined, I can't do italicized, which is silly. Okay, so Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. Really good book. I've read through it. There's also a website that corresponds with it. They used to have a website where you could get templates and things. They've gotten a higher level of website, an interactive AI website. I did have an account on it. It was quite useful, but I'm not able to participate with it right now, and it is relatively expensive. It's $50 a month, like 49, right? But who cares? It's $50 a month. I got a lot of great material off of it before I canceled it. Let me think. What would be the easiest way to show you some examples of what I had gotten? No, this is not. Okay, so we'll just open up here. So let me go into my folder here. I don't like the way they're displaying this. This is quite frustrating. There we go. Now let's see. Looks like we need to go all the way down to the bottom. Just get it to be more recent. Okay. Okay, here we go. They created all of this literature that I can turn into some sort of marketing, or let's go nurture emails and see if I can find it. Oh, silly thing. Okay, they created all of these emails for me that I can turn around and send out. This is for a PDF. And I just went and copied everything I'd worked on, lead generator ideas, webinar, video scripts, one-liners, sales scripts, sales emails, sales talking points. And I put in a certain amount of information. The more information you give, of course, the better that it is. And it did all of this work for me. I redid my entire landing page based on working with the Story Brand AI. And so if I go to my landing page, all of the written material here is what I modified from what Story Brand AI provided, made it fit a little bit better, cleaned it up, picked the pieces that I liked, etc. But outside of the pictures, right? Like this is a picture, these are actually pictures. The content was something that I worked through the Story Brand model with Story Brand AI, and it was really useful. I imagine I'll get this service again when I'm ready to work with things like that more often. Okay. Oops, not what I wanted. Let's check out our chat again. Okay. So looks like that's pretty well everything, guys. We're about 20 minutes early. If anybody has any questions, I'd love to answer them. We don't have any hands raised, I don't believe. If you have a question, you're more than welcome to just kind of shout it out there.
I have a question. This is Kim. I was in North Carolina and I started a nonprofit. However, I got the state approval, but did not get the federal approval. However, I've had some health challenges, and it's been quite some time since I was established, and I'm in a different state right now.
Uh-huh.
In recovery, I got sick in a different state and have been here for like 3 years now. But
Okay.
trying to recover and get back home. However, I know by now I haven't done anything with the nonprofit. I just know I had state registration. I was wondering, would I need to re-register or restart the process all over again? How does that work?
Now, each state is going to be their own set of instructions. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you what I have for the state of Utah, and I would guess that it will have some comparability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do we do if the organization has been inactive for some time? For
Mm-hmm.
Utah, if the board has failed to file the annual report or, for some other reason, has lost its recognition by the state of Utah, the organization must file an application for reinstatement. The application is available from, in Utah, the State of Utah Division of Corporations. To the IRS, now this is for all of us. You haven't gotten there yet, though, but just
No, I didn't do the IRS part. I mean the federal side of the.
right. But just so everybody's
I
aware,
just had
right?
the incorporations for that particular state, of the state of North Carolina.
Right.
Just
But
been
let's
incorporated.
go ahead and read it so that others can hear the two of them together in case that would apply for them, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for the IRS, if the organization fails to file its Form 990 or 990 tax return for 3 years in a row, its tax-exempt status may be automatically revoked. If the tax-exempt status is automatically revoked for the organization, there are instructions on the IRS website for reinstating tax-exempt status. And part of the reason that I wanted to read that is because they put out this 3-year kind of a guideline. And I'm guessing that that's going to be something that you'll probably regularly see within the states as well, following the IRS's lead. And after a certain period of time, perhaps 3 years, you're inactive.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you would just have to look up in your state for, I would go into, I believe into either tap.utah.gov or utahid.gov and get in touch with the entities. You have the state by state agency list right here, right? Step 7, register your nonprofit. This is with state.
Okay.
You can click this link and look for your state here. And what was the state where your nonprofit was filed?
It was established in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, so let's jump down a ways. There we are. This is the information for your state.
Okay.
See if I can avoid North Dakota there. And Kim, what is your last name so that I can tag you?
Frazier, Frazier.
There you are.
Thank you.
Absolutely. This is the website of Charity Compliance Solutions, their resources, state to state, nonprofit agencies and associations. So that you know where this information came from. All right. And so that would be a good place to begin.
Mm-hmm. And the federal piece, I guess, to complete it once I get reestablished.
Yes, you have to work through your state. Once you've gotten your state taken care of is when you approach the IRS.
Okay.
Let me just grab the overall lesson here so that you can check this out.
Okay.
And start working through. It's changed. Things have changed. You may want to go ahead and search the name to make sure that it hasn't been utilized in the 3 years or whatever it was for you. I'm saying 3 years just because I've read it recently. That may or may not be your time frame, but whatever your time frame is, there could have been something that popped up similar enough to your name that you may want to think about changing your name, or maybe nothing's out there and you still are totally free and clear, or you may be gonna think how much your name means to you, right? All these different possibilities. All right. What else can we help you with in the moment, my dear?
That is it, I guess. I'm like I was here yesterday in a couple of meetings. I'm just now dilly-dallying. I'm new to the whole dashboard.
All right. Let's just throw a couple of pieces on here to help you get more climatized or comfortable.
Mhm.
And we'll throw on here, let me just get, actually we could use that one. Let's do this one. We have the welcome tour for you.
Okay.
The live events tour. Which includes information on how to catch Matthew Lesko's live here in the community.
Okay.
They're a little different than our scheduled classes, and it will show up with a notification quite like this. It will be a red profile picture for Matthew now rather than this yellow picture, but it's still the same basic idea.
Okay.
And then he goes live. You can't talk with your voice, but you can talk to him in chat, and he tries to get as many questions answered as he can.
Okay.
And then let's also provide on here how to bookmark or save this or any other post that you know you want to get back to so that you don't have to try to search for it. There's so much activity, it can be really hard for the algorithms to locate a specific post.
Okay.
All right, and now some all-important questions. Are you comfortable getting into Lesko Help 2, Kim?
Yes, from yesterday, I've been dilly-dallying in it, and I'm going down on the side, the left-hand side, and just clicking on stuff. So.
You know what? Let me give you an overview of the Unlock Your Goals spaces as well. It's Matthew's newest way of presenting his material, and in my personal opinion, I think it's the best work he's ever done. It's simply amazing. We're going to be continuing to add more information and more topics, but this is what we have available so far in that Unlock Your Goals collection that has a step-by-step guide for each of these different topics. Okay. Home and housing help, pay my debt and bills, start my business, get healthcare help, launch a nonprofit, level up your career, and also weekly office hours where you have a step-by-step guide for the overall basics of grant hunting and the basics within grants themselves, right? When we're in an emergency or we're still worried about our day-to-day bills and survival, we got to get that taken care of before we can look at the bigger, more fun and more life-furthering opportunities that are out there once our base level, for those who know Maslow's hierarchy, it is a triangle that shows human needs from the most important to the ones that we want to work towards but don't mean survival. And that base level, things like shelter, food, water, health, right? Those kinds of things. We have to get those things established. The weekly office hours has those types of resources. If you're struggling with those day-to-day moments, not able to look at the bigger, more fun opportunities out there, come into weekly office hours, get those basics taken care of, get the basics of the grant hunting world under your belt, and you'll be on to the more fun opportunities out there, right?
Yeah.
And then I think I already gave you the how-to bookmark. Just double check. Yes. Okay. So you're comfortable getting into Lesko Help 2. Next question. Do you know what I mean by your notification bell?
Yes. And then by your face, if I click on it, you have to wait till the session ends and then go back in and it should be there. Am I correct?
The minute I tag you and hit enter, it's actually going to show up in your notification bell.
Okay.
So if you're in a class and you really want to interact with the material that the host has given you, once they've created that post with your name in it, like this, where it has Kim Frazier, it's going to send a notification to you the minute that they actually post it. So you don't have to wait till the end of the class. You are certainly welcome to wait until the end of the class. It's all about making it your grant hunting journey.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. The way it was explained yesterday, they said, wait till I shut down, then go back into it. I was like, okay.
Each of the different hosts has a different way of presenting all of the material. I am our longest running host after Matthew Lesko, of course, who has been doing this for 50 years now. And I believe that, like Matthew, I'm not your boss. You should determine what you are doing with your time. And we're always here for you. You don't always have to be here making use of our services at that particular moment. So don't feel like you're doing something wrong if someone says something to that effect, and then you're like, but I have to go. You are more than welcome to take your life and do with it what you need. So now with Amber Hawkins, Megan P, and Roger Roy, they may be saying that because they may have some really valuable further information that they want you to hear. Still, though, we all have to make our own decisions, right? And once they've posted it with your name, it will be in your notification bell. One thing that Michelle Cairns does sometimes is post someone's name, and then she comes back to it and puts more information. So it wouldn't even be ready at the end of the show. It's not ready until she gets back to that person's name and puts on the resources that she wants. So again, we have, I think, about 10 or 12 different hosts, and each one does things a little bit differently.
Yes, everybody's unique, so I get it.
Totally. Is there anything that we can help you with further while you have the floor, Miss Kim?
No, I'm like I said, I'm just learning everything. Everything is kind of slightly overwhelming, but I'm excited. And
we do our best to limit that, but in the end, that's how big the grant hunting world is. That's how many opportunities there are out there. So we do our best to help you to minimize that overwhelming element. When you feel that overwhelm, just try to remember, okay, I am overwhelmed and it's very uncomfortable, but at least it's for a good reason. There are that many opportunities out there.
Yes, I'm excited.
Very good, very good. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and mute you there, my dear. And just a shout out, it doesn't look like we have any other questions. Anything else from anyone before we shut down class today? Let's go and take a peek at that calendar right now while we're waiting to see if anybody has. Yes, that's what I thought. I'm going to be back with you guys in about 36 minutes. And let's just go ahead and put that notification out right now so that, and then it does this weird thing sometimes. Let me refresh it to see if I can make it look right. No, it's just going to be wonky. Let me do something else. Let me go to a different tab up here. Try to go to our calendar. We'll refresh before we click the event page. Okay, and then we'll click it. No, it's going to do this really weird wonky thing. It's done this to me one time before. I do not like it at all. Let me pull up a new tab. I really feel like it's a glitch, not like it should be like that. Darn it. Okay. Bear with me. This is going to take a lot longer than it normally does because they made it look so weird. Mighty Networks needs to either get their stuff figured out or get back to some normality, because I'm not a super big fan of all of the upgrades. Some of them I really like, and the rest of them I'm like, look, if this is why we're still having so many freaking problems dealing with this, let's go back to the way things were. It's just not worth it. So hopefully they get it corrected. I know they've got to be aware of the bugs. Oh, this isn't going to work at all. All right, so let's just talk about what we're going to do next. I'm going to have to play with this after we get everything shut down so I can send out a notification. I will be back with you all in about 30 minutes now. That's going to be Pacific time, 4:45 p.m., Mountain, 5:45 p.m., Central, 6:45 p.m., and Eastern, 7:45 p.m. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and shut down so I can try to get out some sort of normal notification to you all. I hope you have a wonderful little bit and hope to see you in class here in just a few moments. Please feel free to unmute your microphone and say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Irving.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for your questions.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
All right.
See you in a bit.
All right.